My name is Jacob Quick, and I am curate in Oslo at St. Edmund's Anglican Church in Oslo, and I'm in my first year of curacy. So I was ordained deacon at the end of June in 2025, and I will, God willing, be ordained on the 5th of July, a priest here at St. Edmund's. I grew up in a Christian home. I initially grew up in a denomination in the U.S., and I was in various states in the U.S., primarily in the South. It was when I was 14 that my faith really came into clarity, and that is when I felt a strong sense of calling to ministry. The church there was very supportive of me. They helped me participate in all kinds of ministry, music ministry, mission, Bible study, teaching, and I really enjoyed it. And so eventually I went to a Bible college in Chicago. The more I learned about theology and the more I gained a sense of the type of worship that I felt most home at and most alive in, I began to explore different denominations. And it was in Chicago at this Bible college that I met my wife, Annie. So Annie and I left Chicago, this was 2015, with the idea of doing a 1-year MPhil program in Leuven. And long story short, we were there 10 years. When we arrived in Belgium, we started attending a Church of England chaplaincy in the Diocese in Europe. And we felt at home immediately. We had been searching for a while where God was leading us to worship, and that almost instantly thought this is where God wants us to be. During that time, I was working on a PhD in philosophy, and I was working at the university as a lecturer. That is when my call to ministry really clarified, and as became more involved and familiar with the Anglican tradition, I thought, well, I think that God has called me to be a priest in the Church of England. And then that long journey that started, when I was 14 in Dallas, then no one saw this coming, in Belgium. Actually came to clarity and said, I think the Church of England in Belgium, this is where I can feel, I can strongly say, God has called me to ministry, and this is the form of ministry. This is the shape of ministry that God has called me to. I very much loved this diocese, so I was keen to stay. I trained at Westcott House in Cambridge, and when it came to looking for curacies, I was notified that Oslo was looking for a curate, and here I am. This is a very welcoming and a very supportive place to train, to learn, support from every angle, from everyone in the congregation, from my training incumbent, Joanna, the choir here. It's just been a wonderful place to grow and to learn and to, I guess, find my footing, and as I embark in this ordained ministry. In particular, I'm looking forward to opportunities for discipleship, following up and continuing with those who have been confirmed, as well as there's just a general desire that I have sensed and that I have heard in conversations of people wanting to dive deeper into the faith. Appreciate prayer as they prepare for ordination, and prayer for discernment and courage and boldness in how to continue to respond to the needs of the people here, and to engage in ministry in a creative and bold way. And I would very deeply appreciate prayer in those areas, because I think God is doing wonderful things here, and God will continue to do wonderful things. So prayers for clarity about what God is is going to have us do, and then the courage and the strength to pursue what God has in store for us.